Project RAV4X4 is officially heading down the home stretch. I fixed everything mechanically. I've got the lift kit and all-terrain tires on it, and I've got this cool Ironman Stewart racing livery on the vehicle. There's only one thing left to do: install these rad KC driving lights. This tangled mess in front of me is the wiring harness for the driving lights. This end is the switch that'll go in the car, and then it kind of goes along. This will all go through the firewall. Then you get a couple of fuses and a relay box, and then 2 plugs for the lights. I don't really know where to start, so I think I'm going to start by running the wire into the car, because I think that's going to be the hardest part. So let's get cracking with that. Now, to get the wires from the engine bay to the cabin, you obviously have to go through the firewall, this big piece of metal here. Now, you can go 2 ways with that. You can either drill your own hole, which I really don't want to do, or you can find an existing one, which I've done. There's a little duct buried down in here that's for the air conditioning or something, and it's big enough to get this through, and I think still have the tube coming through. So I'm going to go through that and then wire it under the center console, and then I've got a switch mounted already next to the driver, so it'll be easy to access. So let's get these wires going through. So this is the business end of that tube that goes through to the engine bay that I showed you, and there's just a hole right there where it went through. So hopefully I should be able to route the wires through there and still fit this back where it's supposed to go. So let's start routing the wires. As you can see, I've already disassembled part of the dash just to give me better access. And here are the wires that were routed through the firewall. They're going to come up here and attach to this switch that I've already installed in this little panel here. So now I'm just going to wire that up and make sure I have enough length of cable for that, and then I can go about installing the rest of the stuff under hood. So I'm going to go ahead and mount the fuse relay, and also this is the ground. You can hook up to the battery or to the ground you're using for the relay, so I'm just going to do that. One relay installed. So now it's on to the power supply, which is this yellow wire here and this white one here. You can also splice this into your high or low beams, but I'd rather just have the switch, so that's why I'm going to use this white cord. They both go to the positive terminal here on the battery, so just got to get that nut off, and we can attach these. Oh, come on. All right, so that is really on there, so I'm going to have to think of something else. Oh. White wire. Yellow. All right, now we should be wired up. Now it's just a matter of cleaning up this mess and installing the lights, which I probably should have done first. All right, so now we've got the wiring in place. It's just a matter of figuring out where I want to put these driving lights. I already know I want to put them on these straight pads here. I just got to figure out exactly where I think they're going to look best. All right, so X marked the spot. Now I just got to do the same thing on the other side. Oh, perfect. Yes. We've now drilled a hole in both sides of the bumper, so it's time to install the light. There's just a bolt here and then some flat washer, a locking washer, and then a nut that go on the back. All right, one more. Oh yeah. And now with the help of a camera trick, I'm just gonna clean up this whole mess. Now let's clean up the inside. Pretty straightforward job in here. All I got to do is zip tie some wires tight and then just bolt everything back together, and then we can get this hooked up to the switch and then make sure everything works and hopefully have a job done. Let's see if these things work. All right, the moment of truth. Did I do that correctly? Let's just start with the headlights. They work. Now let's try these. Wow! Look at that! They look awesome. And not only do these KC driving lights look awesome, but so do the other visual changes I've made to Project RAV4X4. As you can see, I added Toyota decals to both sides of the vehicle, which I just think gives it a more cohesive look. Not to mention it's more historically accurate. And at the back, I'm now proudly sporting a KC sticker, an extra TRD logo for good measure, and as the finishing touch, a custom-made RAV4X4 badge. And with that, Project RAV4X4 is finally done. I don't know what's harder to believe, the fact that this was an old junky SUV that was destined for the scrap heap just a few months ago, or the fact that I actually saw this project through. And not only that, this thing turned out way better than I expected. I mean, this thing just looks epic. Unfortunately, it's at this point that I have to let you in on a little secret. When I was messing around with the suspension and brakes, I discovered that the rear limited slip differential, which was the main selling point of this RAV4, is not currently functional. So before I go off-road, I have to have my mechanic look at that and see if he can figure out what's going on. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get this on the road for a first drive review, and I've got a new member of the Johnson fleet that I need to introduce you to. So if you don't wanna miss any of that, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and as always, thanks for watching.